Are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Hello, we are Nora S., Christian H., and Mahima D. Our critical topic presentation is about reproductive health care. This topic is currently a popular one in the news, and we believe it is very important to talk about and discuss, especially since we are part of the most affected population. The constitutional basis of the reproductive health safety topic in general stems from the 14th Amendment's Due Process Clause, which was actually recently overruled by Dawes v. Jackson in 2022. Even though this case overruled reproductive health safety, some states have adopted their own laws to protect the safety of all women. The public started to gain consciousness of this issue in the early 1930s when women's fatalities spiked due to illegal abortions and unfair determinations on whether women should be able to keep their children. The woman who is primarily enabling this change, named Margaret Sanger, heavily advocated and turned the subject to a minor to a major issue, making it available in the medical fields. The most crucial law relating to reproductive health, leading more into the topic of abortion, was Roe v. Wade in 2022, which established a right to abortion. Later, in 2019, New York passed the Reproductive Health Act. This goal was to legalize abortion and strike down the bans on it. The most crucial executive order to date is Order 14076, signed by Joe Biden in 2022. This order followed the court case of Dawes v. Jackson, and it allowed for the protection of fundamental right to reproductive health care. The goal was to provide access and protection to health care, especially following the overturn of Roe v. Wade, and created a safeguard of patient privacy and safety. Dawes v. Women's Healthcare is the most important current court ruling as it occurred in 2022 and deeply affected the state of reproductive health care. It overturned the previous standing ruling, including Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood of Southeastern Pennsylvania v. Casey, and eliminated the constitutional right to abortion, creating bans in over 10 states following this case. The overall opinion of reproductive health care has shifted from a majority pro-life to pro-choice, with an overall 61% of all Americans being pro-choice. This influenced government action by driving voters to vote for pro-choice, contradicting the rising government trend of being pro-life and banning abortion. Although there is a high pro-choice percentage, there are a lot of Republicans that are still pro-life. Throughout the years of 1965 and 1973, there were many court cases that aligned with reproductive rights, including Eisenstadt v. Baird, which allowed non-married individuals to access birth control. This also shifted the focus from marital privacy to individual confidentiality, which falls under the 14th Amendment equal protection. In 1980, Harris v. McRae was a crucial case involving the restriction on abortion. It had been stated that the states that participated in Medicaid are not required to fund abortions because of the Hyde Amendment, which restricted the use of federal funds for abortion. The court argued that the constraints in the Hyde Amendment did not violate the Establishment Clause or the Fifth Amendment. The Integrated Care/ACA approach was designed to provide people with higher quality health care while controlling rising costs. They are authorized under the Affordable Care Act to provide care for Medicaid beneficiaries with mental health problems, chronic diseases, and substance use conditions. They aim to include social needs and care planning, and over 60 million Americans were aided by the ACA. Democrats support the Integrated Care/ACA approach because it most aligns with what they believe in, which is that everyone should have access to reproductive health care. These court verdicts help strengthen the access available to anyone that needs reproductive health care, including improving preventative care, covering STI tests and pap smears. Democrats would support this because it helps strengthen their goal of supporting everyone in need of their reproductive rights. Republicans support the Harris v. McRae verdict. The Republican plank for reproductive health care is that abortion should be completely banned, as they say every child, even unborn, has a constitutional right to life. Since that is their belief, they would want restrictive funding on abortions and reproductive health care in general, so that women would be unable to terminate their pregnancies, even in early stages. The case Eisenstadt v. Baird has established a legal right to contraceptive or all individuals, no matter their marital status. The Affordable Care Act transformed this right into reality by taking away financial restrictions. On the flip side, the restrictive funding acts as an obstacle by limiting resources to clinics. The trade-off for the ACA is maximum affordability for less social peace because not everyone agrees with this mandate. Women's Health Protection Act, WHPA, was made to help the codification of abortion rights into federal law. The approach this act follows is the Harris v. McRae, while WHPA helps try to push abortion rights into federal law. Harris v. McRae tries to keep abortion rights restricted to get all of the matter banned entirely, giving the impression that the law may not thrive. Some may think that in the next 5 years, reproductive rights would grow. However, with the new rules coming next year, states with restrictions will become stricter, banning traveling for abortions. States that protect abortions are pushing to strengthen laws that protect local clinics that provide abortions to patients in restrictive states. Certain contraceptives like birth control and IUDs will also be attacked. Thank you so much. This is our resources. Thank you.